Good morning, this is just a quick video on how I went about making this quilt out of my kids' old t-shirts from the past 4 or 5 years. Starting with a pair of old t-shirts on the left, I'm using this A4 hardcover book as a template, tracing around the book with a soft graphite pencil. I then cut out the rectangle and place it on the pile to my right. I lay them out in a pattern that I like, with no two alike colours touching, making sure I have enough pieces to make it double-sided. Gathering up the first row in order. With the correct sides facing each other, I then clamp them with small bulldog clips, keeping the corners and edges aligned. Mark in 1.5 centimeters from each edge. I'm doing a 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, as well as starting and stopping my stitches 1.5 centimeters in on my marker lines. Being sure to backstitch at the beginning and end of each panel. Cut all loose threads as you go, open it up, lay the next panel on top, align, clamp, and continue the process over. Once the first row is complete, flip it over and iron the seams apart. Repeat this process for the remaining rows. I numbered each row to prevent any mix-up. Unravel each row and lay them back into position. It's now time to sew all of our rows together. With the good sides facing each other, I clamp the edges together, keeping all the opposite seams matched up to each other. Sewing a 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, iron open the seams, flip it over and repeat for the next row of panels. Now that I have 2 of these made, one for the front and one for the back, it's time to lay them together with the good sides facing in. Matching all seams and corners, I clamp the entire perimeter of the quilt. I ran out of bulldog clips, so I had to use these things called sewing pins. Sew a 1.5 centimeter seam around the entire quilt. If you didn't use a shirt panel with buttons, then you will have to leave an opening to turn the quilt right side out. Cut diagonally across each corner to minimize bulk. Undo the buttons on one of the panels so you can reach through and grab the good sides. Keep pulling it through until it is all the right way. Clamp, then sew a top stitch around the perimeter. I run pins along the center seams, carefully matching them up with the underside seams and cross sections. I then double top stitch along the seams running the width of the quilt, but not the length. The boys love having a quilt made of their favorite shirts from over the years, and there are so many lovely memories that are brought back from looking over it. Both boys have been wearing this singlet since around the age they turned 2. Bruce wore it for his first trip to Pizza Hut. The donut shirt was one of his favourites. Owen and I stayed up late with fabric markers to colour in these shirts for the boys. Their Easter shirts were stained with chocolate instantly and permanently. William was eating chicken in this one, and little bits have been fused to it ever since. And lovely new memories were made with all the help I got from the boys cutting out the panels and accidentally snipping into the pieces that I needed. If you liked this video or found it somewhat helpful, then give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give me a thumbs down if you like, but either way, I hope I see you next time.